just about to go live with Nelson Paes, the Indian MMA fighter who has fought on Brave previously and will be fighting at the Yoddha Fighting Championship this coming Sunday. And we're going to have him live with us right now. We're just waiting to see him so we can add him. Okay. Ah, there you go. Okay, so let's see. Just need to see him. Just trying to catch Nelson here. Yeah, there he is. There. Hopefully soon. Hey, Nelson.
Hello, what's up, guys?
Welcome to the MMA India show.
Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Pleasure having you.
You're looking good.
Now, thank you. So are you and all ready for your fight on Sunday?
Really ready, like literally ready, like never been so ready before.
Now tell me, this is a question I've always had in my mind. You're from Goa, right?
Yes.
How the hell do you manage to train over there? You know, because whenever I go to Goa, I mean, I've been there umpteen times. You want to just sit on the beach and laze, at least that's what I feel like doing. I mean, it's such, you know, the air makes you feel like chilling.
Right.
You know? How do you manage to motivate yourself every day and get up and work out and get ready?
That's a very good question. And this is the question that I always been asked by all my friends and even my tourist friends. And I would just like to say something on this, is that it is the discipline that brings me to place. And just because I'm a Goan and I stay in Goa, I am very fortunate and I am very gifted to be staying in Goa. But I just want to make it a right purpose. And before I was in Goa, I was also in Pune. I've spent about 6 to 7 years in Pune. I was working in call centers. I was trying to figure out what my life is. So it all happened over there. I have seen the struggle in Pune, how life can be so monotonous, how life is so routine. And I really wanted to come back to Goa, but I wanted to come back to Goa doing something because all my friends worked abroad. They were all looked settled in life. And I told myself, if I'm coming to Goa, I'm coming for a purpose. And then I found my purpose. And now, and hence I'm very fortunate for what I do. And it's something what I always wanted to do. Be a sportsman.
Great. Now tell us a little about, before we get into, you know, the current fight, tell us a little about how you got into MMA. Did you start with another martial art and then you got into MMA, or how was your journey into it?
So me, as every Goans, I've played football, I played hockey. I come from a school, it's Montigiri, and is where we were learned, you know, sports has been our priority, and we've always been smashing in sports, be it hockey, football, athletics, you name it, and we played it. So sport has always been running in my blood. So so like I said, you know, I've had a very rough upbringing with a single parent and 3 sisters. So we made a decision to move to Pune, where I thought I'd start taking responsibility so that I could support my family, especially my mom. Then I took up job in BPO and stuff. But then I realized that after 6 years, you know, that I was like off my track, and I started to think to myself, like, what am I really doing in life? And then I'm like, okay, this is not in my favor. Then I just joined this MMA class that was just for self-defense and just to keep my because I always had the sports desire. So I just thought I'd learn something new. But then that turned into passion. And then I'm like, okay, this is it. And then from that day, there was no looking back. And 6 years later, I am here today. So it is good.
Great. Sounds like an awesome journey. Now, first of all, tell us, before Yoddha, you were in Brave, right?
I'm still in Brave, yes.
You're still in Brave. I meant, yeah. So I was just going to ask you that. Do you have any fights left on your contract? You're still fighting for Brave. Your last fight, of course, I was there at the NSCI myself. It was very unfortunate, you know, the headbutt, and they had to stop the fight. Now, any news on when you're going to be fighting on that next?
Yes, I'm going to be fighting soon, hopefully. I think so I'm very close to Aditya Paes, who is founder of IMAF, AIMMAF,
Of
and
course.
he is one of the reasons why I have taken this fight, because this is build up for my next fight in Brave, and like you know, fighters have to be active fighting also. So this is one of the reasons I have taken this fight, so that I could build up my record, stay active, and and be in the game, you know, and this is a bigger build up for my next fight at Brave, which I'm so looking forward to.
Okay, great. Now, I have to say, you have quite a female following as well. I think
Really?
there's quite a few ladies already, you know, commenting and saying hi to you. Andrea calmly says, hey. And Vidya D'Souza says hello. Andrea, of course, is calling you the man of steel. And Elvis says he's a very hardworking and very good boy. We agree he is. So a lot of people are out there already saying hello to you and following you, which is great. Now tell us, you've also done a fight promotion on the beach in Goa, right?
Yes.
So how was that? Tell us a little about that.
Oh, so yeah, we did it for some time because at that time there was nothing after SFLs, after Super Fight League. So Super Fight League, you know, it was a very good platform that they started for all the fighters, and they did a very good job to kick off with MMA in India. But you know, things were all haywire eventually. So personally, it was like, you know, like I said, no looking back. So for me personally, I wanted to be a sportsman. I found my sport. And now I knew what I wanted to do in life. But then when SFL stopped, so it put me back to square one. It's like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? So it was quite frustrating. But then yeah, and then, you know, then the ideas just came across. Okay, you know, why don't we do this on our own? And we took support from the locals in Goa. I would really like to mention David D'Souza from Tito's, who was the biggest help in this. He sponsored us the cage, he gave us the venue.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a very good guy.
He fully supported us, and also we had a lot of we had the support from the Goa tourism as well, supporting us, giving us full permission to go forward. So overall, we had the support. We went forward. We did the show. We banged it first, second, third, fourth, and then I think the biggest challenge was the cash sponsorship is the biggest challenge. And when you put up a fight night, more than anything, you need cash, because you need to pay the fighters. You need to pay you're dealing with people and dealing with individuals. So it's more about cash, you know, and that was the biggest challenge. So and then we're still on it, obviously. We're just looking for a big break on this, and we've had talks with big promoters. Hopefully we come up with something, if something has to come up. So we will definitely be updated on this.
So great. So you are still thinking about keeping that going?
Yeah, we are just thinking right now. I'm just thinking about myself as a fighter and as a competitor, as a contender, is where my priority is now. Maybe when I pass the age is when I will definitely pass the age of fighting, is when I would look back to be as a big promoter. It's a very far off though. I'm not even I don't even think a lot about it.
But I think you should keep that going, because, you know, seeing a fight on the beach, and, you know, there's a big, of course, tourist population. And if you look at Thailand as well, it's something that they've promoted very well. And they have started, you know, a fight promotion. I think Mike Swick has started it in Thailand on the beach as well.
Right.
So, you know, so I know you have to concentrate on your fighting as well right now. And it's not easy to put these things together. But we would love to, you know, come and see a fight on the beach next time we come to Goa. Yeah. But moving on now, do you want to tell us a little about your journey in SFL and then moving on to Brave as well?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I started training in MMA in Pune, and then I loved the sport. I started training, and then there was a time it was like, okay, you know, I think it's time now. Let's go and just give tryouts. Although it was just been about 5 months that I actually started martial arts. Before that, I did not know ABCD about martial arts, like not even karate. In schools, kids learn taekwondo, wrestling, boxing. I never knew anything of all this. Anyhow, I trained for 6 months, and I'm like, let's go and give it a test. And then we had these tryouts in Nasik. When I went, gave a tryout, and we were about 150 people for the auditions. And I lost my tryout, to be very honest. I was really battered by a guy from Haryana who was a wrestler. I lost the fight because
yeah, we Haryana guys can be tough. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't say the same now. It's different now.
Yeah.
Back then, yes, I was. I did not have any experience. Yeah, I was put inside the cage with someone who was experienced. He really battered me. My face was all swollen. Anyhow, at the end, so then when the fight got over, I'm like, okay, now what? Like this didn't look good on me. I can see these guys. They have 10 years experience, 9 years experience into martial arts. Anyhow, so we were kept in the room, and the guys was like trying to shortlist the guys. So there were 10 to 15 names, and the last 3 names were was one of my name, and I was quite surprised. That was the best moment, I would say. I'm like, what, did I really hear my name? And everyone's looking at me, and my face was fully swollen. And then they said, the guy who was selecting said that there are these 3 guys that I would like to take them, only because they have not had that experience, but we feel that they have the potential, the style, and the attitude, and hence we take them in the camp. On that basis, I was selected, which was a good thing. But then what was funny is that after that day, within a week or two, I was really asked for a fight on which is going to be televised. So like it was a co-main event as well. So I wouldn't want to say no to it. I mean, who does not want to come on television, and who doesn't want to?
Of course.
This was like, wow, means it's like it's confirmed. So I just said yes. I didn't even know what I'm doing. I did not know what's a weight cut. I did not know even what I'm doing. All I know is that let's just go and do it. So I said okay. 2 weeks later, I was inside the cage. Obviously, I lost the fight within a minute. I was submitted, and then after that, I realized that okay, this is not a joke. There's a lot that I need to learn. I'm way behind, and then I started taking more time off. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready to compete. Let's train more. So I trained boxing, Muay Thai, and then meanwhile, no sign from SFL. Now it's been 1 year, it's been 2 years, it's been 3 years, and I'm like, God, what am I training for? My family were getting very concerned about me. They're like, Nelson, you're wasting your time. And they thought that I'm giving reasons not to work. They're like, you're not serious in life, and that was what was going on. But I did not give up. And then after 3 years, I'm like, you know what? Let us do a show. So then I put on a show. We fought the show, and it was purely at the basis of I wanted to keep myself active as a fighter. And then I won 2 fights. I made a big show in Goa because of this fight. People in Goa got to know me, and they appreciate what I do. They really show a lot of support to me, and so then the next opportunity came from Desert Force from Dubai. That was the biggest break.
Yeah.
Immediately I fought combat cage fight on the 4th season. Within 2 weeks, I was on the mountains on a holiday. I get a call from I got this fight because of Edgar. I like to make a mention on his name, Edgar, who used to stay in Goa, but he moved to Dubai. He was one of the elite trainers in Muay Thai. So I was training with him in Goa. So he moved base to Dubai, and he was asked like, did you know of any fighters? So Edgar called me and asked me, would you like to take a fight? And I don't know if I was really prepared, for this international stage. I was quite nervous to even say yes, but I'm like, no, neither do I say no. I never say no. So I'm like, Yes, I just said yes, and I only had 9 days for the fight. Only 9 days. So I was on the mountains. I started doing my own training, and those were the winter season. So I was on a high altitude. So I was really trying to build up my cardio. I didn't know what I was doing really, but I'm like, no, let's just do it. And at that minute, it was about opportunity. I was like, hey, you know what? I got a fight, man. Fighting abroad, it's a big publicity. I looked at it that way. But later on, my thinking started to change. I'm like, no, I want to win this fight. So now it was like really, I was really getting serious about it. No, I want to win this fight. I want to win this fight. So I trained. I went to Dubai, and yeah, I fought this guy 3 rounds, and I won the fight on a judge's decision. He was the favorite. He was representing his country, and I beat him at his home ground. So that was the biggest publicity I ever got. It was all over media when I came back home. It was really glorifying. And
I think that's the first time we really heard the name of Nelson Paes.
that was the first time
And you kind of broke into, the MMA scene.
MMA scene. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that happened, and then I came back, and then I was like hungry for more, and then there was another fight that I almost got at Desert Force, which was already confirmed. But then last minute, what they did is they said that your opponent is injured. We want you to fight at the weight of 70, and so then I took advice from my guys. I mean, like, should I take this fight? Because they wanted me to fight a bigger guy. And my people around me said, you don't have to if you don't want to. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to. Because it was not fair. I was really preparing for this particular guy who was at my weight. And then suddenly last 1 week, they're like, there's a bigger opponent. I said no to it. After that day, I think there was a big hold on Desert Force as well. Till date, it's a desert dead air. I don't know what's happening with them as well. And then the next thing is that I went to upgrade myself. I did a very intense training in Thailand for 2 months. I did an intense training, and then I'm like, I was training so well that this guys asked me like, we would like you to fight and represent our gym. I said yes.
So was this Tiger's gym or was it AK?
I was supposed to train at Tigers, but it's like really expensive. I went to AK's, really expensive. And then I went to this training center called Sitsong Penang. So they're really intense Muay Thai. It's no MMA, no Jiu-Jitsu. It's like very traditional.
We have to say all of these gyms have very good levels. Some of them have learned how to market themselves a little better than others.
Yes.
But they're all very good high level gyms.
Right. So it's very traditional Muay Thai. So I'm like, how does it matter? It's still a combat. So I'm like, I might as well go and master Muay Thai. So I did 2 months rigorous training. It was really intense. It's like every day sparring, every day clinching, and they're no joke. They're really intense. And to be around the Thai, so living with them, my confidence started to boost because I was really initially I had a bit like, would I really match up with this guy? But I'm like, no, I was one of them. I saw myself as one of them. I went up to spar, and there's a lot of guys from British, from England, from every country, so I got a lot of exposure over there, a lot of experience training with different fighters, like proper professional fighters. And then I really felt myself so confident that I was offered a fight. I said yes to it, and I went for this guy from Australia. I was staying. It was at Bangla Stadium in Phuket. So I went. I competed. I knocked him in the second round. It was a first round end already, but he somehow survived for the second round. I knocked him in the second round, and then there was another win abroad, an international guy. After that, I came back, and then I was getting offers for Phoenix, for another fighting show in Israel as well. I was getting a lot of offers here and there, but it was all talks though, meaning just in the making. Nothing was really getting confirmed, so I was a bit getting disappointed. And then I got a call from Brave, and coincidentally Brave was happening in India. And that was the best and the biggest break that I could get. Like no the platform to fight. So now I really I feel so committed to Brave. I feel so associated to Brave Combat Federation, and I really feel part of Brave family. And this is where I feel that I want to go fight, excel, compete, and just keep going.
Great. So you're looking forward, of course, to your next fight at Brave, but you've not spoken to them about it, about which fight it's going to be and where?
Yeah, I'm definitely in talks with them. I'm very very connected to Shahid, CEO
Yeah.
and founder of Brave Combat Federation. I was in Bahrain. These guys had offered me a camp in Bahrain with KHK, so I stayed with them for 1 month in Bahrain at at His Highness stable, and it was a lovely experience. I'm very grateful to that. So I'm very close to these guys. I'm personally very close, and I'm hopefully going to fight soon. But right now, I want to fight this guy, my next opponent, go and make a show. So
So before we talk about that last fight, we'll just answer one question. Anik Saha is asking, where did you learn your ground game from?
my ground game. How would I say? So yeah, every Indian fighter would not be well versed with, I'm sure you must have heard in a lot of interviews, because we don't have the right facilities and the right trainers for jiu-jitsu, but but what I have personally is my will, my strong ability to fight, and I know how to win a fight when it comes to a fight. I might not be the best in jiu-jitsu, but I know how to win a fight. The instinct just comes in. But training wise, I trained in 1 month in at KHK in Bahrain, and that was, it's purely ground game. It was purely ground. So, and these guys are from Dagestan and all that, so they're all hardcore wrestlers. So it was
Yeah.
an experience I had with them. Other than that, I have trained. I know the basics of jiu-jitsu, and yeah, I focus more on striking though.
Okay,
Yeah, I
great.
focus more.
Now coming to the Yoddha Fighting Championship, of course, this is the first time you're headlining a main event of a professional fight. So how does that feel?
That really feels nice. I mean, I was really honored. I would really personally like to thank Aditya PS and Jitendra, especially Aditya PS for choosing me to fight this as a main card, and I'm really honored, like sincerely honored. I mean, this is what I have been dreaming of, and things just come to me. I'm very grateful to it. Really.
Great. Now, do you know when did you get offered this fight? Have you had time? It's against a Filipino fighter called Nathaniel Colbert.
Right.
So, or Caldera, sorry.
Caldera, right?
Caldera, right?
Yes, another
Caldera,
Filipino.
yeah.
Really.
Nathaniel Caldera from the Philippines. Now, when did you know you're fighting him, and have you prepared specifically for him? How much do you know about him? You know about his strong points, his weak points.
So for me, he is just another opponent, really, and yeah, I have seen a bit about him. Not much really, but I have seen a bit about him, and yeah, he's just another opponent for me. Talking about preparation for this fight, just 1 month before, I was in Delhi. I was doing a boxing camp, a very intense boxing camp, and and then after doing the boxing camp, I got home, and then within a week or so, I got offered this fight. So it was a very good notice, and other than that, I've got my own gym in Goa, so I'm very fortunate where I can ask people to come into my gym and spar with me and train with me, and we go
Yeah.
and have really good boxers. So I'm very lucky for that. So I don't leave no advantage. I'm anybody want to come and spar with me, it's good for me. So I'm always welcoming my friends, my people who I know who are fighters in Goa. So training has really been good, and I'm really in shape. I'm really sharp, and you will definitely see it. Especially you. I know I feel sad that you were there that day and you didn't get to see much of me, but you're going to see
That
a
would be
lot.
great, but I
And
will try and be there
yeah,
on Sunday.
if the
You know,
fight lasts for more than a round, obviously, but I'm not going to
yeah,
make it last for a round for sure. Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Right.
So devise like a plan, or you just going for your strong points that this is how I'm going to fight, and and you're just going to go in and play your game.
I'm just going to go and play my game, really. Yeah. So I'm mentally just trying to prepare the sequence. So okay, this is how we go. This is how we do. In case if this happens, then this is what I'll do. I just have a 10 sequence. In the 10 sequence, the fight is going to get over. I can tell you that. I just have 10 scenarios I have set in my mind, and I'm going to stick to the scenario. And yeah, stick to the scenario, and the game is over in the 10 scenarios. So I will try all scenarios.
So this is going to be a 3-round fight.
It's going to be a 5 minutes, 5 rounds. It's a main event.
5 minutes, 5 rounds. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you see it ending and when?
I would see a KO happening for sure, and
Okay.
it will be in the first or the second round.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Yes.
that'll be great. You know, we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing that.
Thank you.
So, Nelson, we're going to stop there.
Okay.
And we know you have to go back and train and get ready, both
Right.
mentally and physically. But it's been a real pleasure speaking to you. And we really want to wish you all the very best for Sunday. And hopefully we will be there live
Yes.
to see it and, watch you knock out Nathaniel in the first or second round, or even in the fifth round. You know, we're not picky,
Yeah.
or by any other means. We're just hoping and wishing for
Right.
a win from your end.
Yes. Okay, before we leave, I would really like to thank Yoddha Fighting Championship for giving me this opportunity, especially to the founder and owner, Jitendra. And again, I'd like to mention Aditya Paes for giving me this opportunity. I thank you for this interview. I thank all the guys who have been tuning on to watch me live. This is also exciting. This is what drives me, gets me more and more hungry to fight more. And thank you for your time today. Thank you so much.
Take care and all the best, bro.
All
See
right.
you.
Bye.